Hello, beautiful people. I just want you to get something nice, comfortable, wear something comfortable, and I hope you're going to bed right now and you're listening to me, or you just want to listen to something and you just want to feel cozy or whatever, because literally, I have no fucking clue of what I'm going to be talking about on this podcast. To be honest with you, I have no idea of what's going on now. One day you're happy, the other you're not. And on those calm, sad days, like, is the time when you reflect about your life and you see if you're doing it right or not. So today, I just sat down, I lighted some candles. As you can see right now, I am in the dark, and I'm literally in the dark. And I'm just reflecting because when I am in those state of minds, which happens to me all the time, like every week. And this is something that I would like to mention in here because loads of people think that my life is 24/7 happy, 24/7 like very joyant, buoyant guy, colorful. There's a lot of colors in my life 24/7. But this is not true. In the entire history, in the entire world, no one has ever lived a happy life, 100% happy life, no sad days. And for me, I get to face depressive episodes. Well, they're not depressive episodes, but like very, very sad and sorrow like moments in my life every week. And whenever that happens to me, what do? I just go to my Instagram and I open my highlights and I look at the highlights that I've filmed, for example, going to concerts, traveling, or whatever. And once I thought about it like this, and I'm like, oh my God, what if someone is sad and they just open my Instagram and they go to my highlights and they just think that my life is 100% like my life is just like that. My life is concerts, traveling, and living the best life that anyone would ever dream about, like dream of. And I was like, oh my God, this is really serious. So, this podcast is about de influencing you, if you know what I mean. Guys, especially, I hope the 16 years olds and 17 years olds and 14 years olds and 20s maybe or 24, 25, but I really, really want to spot the light on the younger generation. Guys, I am 24 years old and you're 16. So that means I'm 8 years difference between me and you. So when you come to me in the comments or in private and you send me a message and you're like, I want to be like you, my life is so miserable, my life is so bad, my parents hate me because I'm gay, my parents hate me because I am not good at school, my parents hate me because I'm this. Guys, don't think that I've had an easy life. I have great parents, I love them so much, but I didn't have growing up, I didn't have like an easy life. I had to prove myself to my parents in the most excellent ways. I was good at studying. Well, I was not in a certain moment of my life in high school when I had to choose which branch I would like to study. My parents forced me to do one, and it was a massive failure. And at that time, I was like, Anis, you need to be yourself. That's where I said, be yourself. It was not about wearing what I want or acting the way I want. It was about choosing the life I want to carry on and living for the rest of my life. And once I fail, I'm not going to blame my dad. I'm not going to blame my mom. I'm not going to blame the society. I'm going to blame myself because this is the path I chose. And today, I'm really happy where I am right now because there is no one to blame. I cannot blame God because God put me here, gave me the free will to choose whatever I want. And yeah, and I'm living with that. So I cannot blame anyone. The first piece of advice that I can really tell you guys, 16 years old, 17 years old, whatever you're like, on whatever age you are, be yourself. And when I say be yourself, I don't mean if you're, whatever, like put makeup on, piercing, tattoos. No, 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 no. This is not what I mean. I mean, take the decision that you want. Make the decision or take the decision. I don't know how they say, but I don't know what's the right verb for that one. But anyways, make your words, like make your life, build your life. Don't let anyone, yeah, take advice from your parents because they know better. Of course, my parents still know better in some things in my life because we're so different, but like take it into consideration, listen to them, but you don't have to follow what they're saying. You know what I mean? Listen to your parents, take their advice, see if they're really happy to support you in whatever you're doing, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. When I say stay true to yourself, I repeat it, guys. I don't mean face the community. If you are, for example, let's just say, if you don't believe in religion, growing up in Morocco, I've had so many friends that they're not religious at all, but no one knew back then. Now they're okay with it. Like they can say it, they can say it out loud because Morocco is a bit open right now. People, they're just nonchalant because everyone has their own problems. So why would they give a fuck about someone if they're following God or not? I'm talking about like some certain people in Morocco, but growing up, I had so many non-religious people in my life, and they were um, they were so quiet about it, and some of them chose to fight the society. They're like, I am atheist, and so what? And I could see them like going like through hell with society, and that was like a very unnecessary experience in their life. They could have just kept it as a private thing. They could have just lived with it in peace and no one should know. So this, when it comes to stupidity of some influencers, when they say be yourself, fight them, if they don't like you they need to change themselves. No, 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 no. This is so wrong. This is right if you have the chance to change the country and go somewhere where you're welcomed, you're accepted, you're very much, you can be yourself and happy about it. Yeah, this is right. Change it. If you feel like you're put in the wrong place, yeah, try so hard to change it. If you have the possibility, do it. And yeah, at that time you can do whatever you want, say whatever you want, and bear in mind you're so young and your mind is very fresh and very active and you want to try so many things. And yeah, so that's why if you want to make something or do something, just do something that it's not permanent, like for example things that cannot like go with you forever. For example, drugs. I would never ever in my life tell anyone try them. Trying something is good, but for me, like if anyone asked me about my opinion, do you want someone to try drugs to see what they're not right or not? No, no, no. Don't try them. They're not right. There is no one in this universe who has ever tried drugs and they said they're good. So there is no way of trying something that you know the result, you know the outcome. Because there's two ways. You might try it and you don't like it and you're like, "Oh, I've made my mind. Now I'm not going to touch it again." And sometimes you might just go with it and you think, "Oh, it's good for me. So I'm just going to try it next time." And that becomes addiction and addiction and addiction. So when you try to do something, just make sure it's not permanent. I think I'm going with like a lot of subjects right now because I'm just talking about you guys. I'm just talking to my like younger self, and I'm thinking that it's you guys because I receive a lot of messages from young people. I get so surprised when I see in my DM someone who's like, "Oh, I love you so much. I would like to talk to you. Can we be friends?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, we can be friends. We can talk." And they surprise me when they say, "I'm 17 years old." And I'm like, "Why are you speaking to me like you're so old?" They're like, "Oh, I hate this life. I don't think I'm gonna make it in my life." People are so like hopeless. And I think it's the country. I know. Forget them, sure, it's the country. Because you're hopeless because you cannot see the future. You don't see the future is bright or something. Yeah, but this is another thing. I'm gonna talk about it later. But the thing that I wanted to say, be yourself. Yeah, this is so right. Be yourself. But if you're not accepted as yourself, everyone is against you. Everyone hates you for being yourself. Why would I be myself in front of people? Because when you are yourself and you really love yourself, for example, let's just say a girl that she's wanna be an emo girl, like she is very dark and stuff. When she goes to high school, everyone hates her for that. They're like, "Oh my god, you are like a devil worshiper. You are whatever. You're so ugly. This is so ugly." And she really loves that person she makes on herself. What's gonna happen to her if everyone is against her? She's going to think that she is wrong and they are right. Why? Because they're too different from her. Difference is beautiful. If you see a minority following something and the others are against it, that doesn't mean the things that those minority following is wrong. It's just different. You find some people listening to, let's just say, I want to give you an example by like, for example, I would say, I'll just give you two big examples. There's Taylor Swift and there is Half Moon Run. These are two. Half Moon Run is the band and Taylor Swift is a singer. Not because Taylor Swift is the most popular singer in the world. Half Moon Run, they have only 1 million. That doesn't mean they're lesser than her or they're bad or something. That means they didn't get the recognition. That means they are true to their art and only people who see their art in, they follow them. So the quantity doesn't mean it's the righteous thing. The quantity means the quantity, but the quality is still what matters. Taylor Swift produces good music, writes good music. Half Moon Run produces good music, writes good music. Both are the same for me. Both are incredible artists. The quality is what matters. If you see something, like if you see yourself in something, follow it. Believe in it. Keep it beautiful. And by keeping it beautiful doesn't mean, and if you want to keep it to yourself, if you don't want to lose it, like if you don't want to lose that love to that thing, you don't need like to show it to people all the time. And you don't need to handle criticism, handle insults every day. So people would say, "Oh my god, he loves that." So that means it means something to him or means something to her. No. You can do it in private. You can do it in your house. You can keep being beautiful in your house. You can keep being beautiful the way you are in your house, in your room, until you feel ready to face a community. As a 16 years old, 17 years old, you're not ready. They're going to wreck you because you're still fragile. You're still a very minor. They're just going to, you would never be right. Even though they know you're right, you would never be right because the culture will just burn you. You know what I mean? So if you want to be yourself and you see people coming against you, I would not say keep yourself as a secret because secrets meant to be dark things. Keep yourself private. Privacy is such a beautiful thing. If people do not appreciate the beauty you're given, don't give it to them. Don't waste your energy. Because while you're showing them yourself, you're showing them your beautiful, vibrant outfit, and they're like, meh, that's bad. You're just gonna hate them eventually. Trust me, influence is so real. You will get influenced by that. And this is so fucking bad. So that's why sometimes it's very beautiful to keep things to yourself. I don't want anyone to judge me. I don't want anyone to give me an opinion about myself. So if you can be yourself in front of like 3 people, that's enough for you. If you can be yourself in front of 1 person, that's enough for you. And if you don't find anyone, don't forget that you have a mirror and you can be yourself in front of that mirror. The biggest thing, the worst thing that you can ever do to damage yourself is lying to yourself. When you look in the mirror and you be like, no, I'm not like that, you fight. You fight the real you. This is the worst thing that can ever happen to anyone in this life. And I see these examples every day in my life. They are something and they keep fighting, insulting that version of them because they don't want to be it. They know they are. They know they would never be not that version. They will never be not that. They will always be that. But they cannot admit it to themselves because they're lying to themselves in the mirror, and they'll just keep them hating on themselves forever, and they will never find like self-love. They would never really find any sort of like acceptance because they still lie to themselves in the mirror. And in front of people, they're like, "Oh my God, I am this and that, and I'm very happy with who I am. I'm very happy with my skin." And guess what, babe? This message is to those kind of people. If you're watching and you're just like that, I'm not making fun of you, but I'm telling like others, people don't care. I literally don't care if you're happy with yourself, happy with your skin, happy or not. I don't care, because when I go to my room and I sleep, I think about my bills, and I think about my problems, and I think about my crush, and I think about my ex, and I think about my future partner, and I think about like, is it too late to get married? Should I take that offer? Should I move from this country? This is what I think about. I don't think about you. So, and I know when you go to sleep, you don't think about me, you think about yourself. And keeping yourself busy with just like hating yourself will just prevent you from thinking about real solutions in life. Will just keep you very busy thinking, just like thinking about, oh my God, should I wear this? Oh my God, they're gonna think it's too girly. Oh my God, they're gonna think it's too masculine. Oh, they're gonna think. Those are some things that you should never stress yourself about, because no one gives a fuck about you or about me or about anyone. Like if you take more than 2 minutes thinking how people would react, or like 2 minutes, 2 seconds, how people would react if they see you with that, or they see you like having your hair straight or curly or whatever, you're wasting your time, because literally no one gives a fuck. And the chance of me remembering you in a club or in a cafe or whatever is maybe 1%. I would, no one, I don't think I've ever. I remember some people in my life, like, but I don't have access to them. I don't know them. I don't even know their name. I don't know where they live. I don't. So that means I should not even think about them. Nobody, you know what I mean? I think we should end it here. Stop it. No one gives a fuck about you, so you should give a fuck about yourself, or you will fuck yourself. There's a lot of fucking here because life is fucking hard. So don't make it harder to yourself, but just like hating yourself. I know some people that they're so insecure about their toes, and I'm like, I have really weird toes. And I just look at them and I'm like, this is so funny. But I'm not going to count them as an insecurity, because this is literally like the last thing that I want to like think about in my life, which is my toes. Whoever sees my toes, like no one has ever seen. No, I posted a picture on Instagram with my toes, but like no one gives a damn about my toes. So stop collecting insecurities in your life, because no one gives a fuck. If you have an insecurity about your body, go to the gym. If you have an insecurity about your skincare, but my skin doesn't care anyway, but like, you know what I mean. Heal the insecurities, don't collect them because of people's opinions. Um, Bringing this to another aspect of conversation, difference. If someone is different from you, it doesn't mean you're right, they're wrong, or they are right and you're wrong. It means they're different. And if you don't get along with that, leave their place, leave the room. If you're not well fed in a table, gently leave. And you don't have to say, "Oh, I was not well fed, that's why I left." No, that shows how insecure you were there. But if you leave the room, leave the table, gently, respectfully, and you say to yourself, "This is not my place," I would not lower my standards to their standards and just keep being there. I'll just take myself to another place where I am well fed, well appreciated, and well accepted. This happens to me on a daily basis. I am a very active person. I am very talkative. I am very chatty. I love life. I'm very positive. Some people find that annoying. And have you ever, like, the person who finds me annoying, have you ever thought about how a vibrant, a very positive person see you? I see you boring. I see you meaningless. I see you dull. I see you. I'd rather die than be like you. This is how I see you. But I have never really mounted it. I have never really said, "Oh, I hate that person is very boring. Oh my god, they don't even speak. And I'm like, I say, they're not my vibe. They're quiet. We don't get along. That's fine. You don't get to spread negativity about someone just because they are too joyful in life. They know how to enjoy life. I know how to enjoy life. I say about myself. If I don't say about myself, who's gonna say it about me? I believe it. Prove me otherwise. Like prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. If you don't like me, if you think I'm annoying and stuff, I think you just want to be like me. You cannot be like me, so that's why you have to say bad shit about me. And if you don't like me and you don't vibe with me and you just keep space between us, but there's always respect, I think we are too different and you don't want to have someone like me in your life. And so do I. And this is so respectful. But if you don't like someone and you keep spreading negative shit about them, this is so wrong. Rectify yourself, revise yourselves, guys. And now I just want to talk about confidence. How can you make yourself or how can you build confidence from the start? Some people in this life, they were born so like confident. Like they are confident people. They were born with that. They have a strong personality. They they have a word, they can say, they can talk, they can talk that word, they can prove it, they can, yeah. And you can see that like in the primary school, we've always seen those students that they're always loud about their opinion. If they have a wrong, if they have like a different opinion, they're like said in Morocco we say said mean, which means teacher, teacher, teacher. um I have a different opinion. And those people are confident by nature. Some people, unluckily, they're very introvert. They don't want to talk. They're just yeah, yeah, yeah. And but they're still confident. They're confident with their own group of friends, and I've seen that so well. So I've had a crush on someone, and I just thought because my type is shy, not talkative, introvert. This is my type. Like, I would never go out with someone who's like extra, just like me and stuff, because I need someone who's like in the opposite side of me. And when I went out with so that person, when we went out, I just found out that like it's totally different from what I thought. And I at that moment I was like, "Oh, this person is confident as well. This person can talk about their opinion as well. This person, they're comfortable with their skin as well, but they can only show it when they are among their own people, their people." And there is another category of people that they're not confident, they don't have an opinion, they don't have a word, they cannot talk it, they hate themselves, and they have always to go to their friends to check if this is the right decision or not. Da 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 da. Da. There is no shame in asking your friends about like what outfit you want to wear, or should you date that man or that girl. No, no, there is no shame on that. But I'm just telling you, there are some people that they cannot make a decision without asking someone else. And I think this is very wrong because the decision is up to you as a person, as an individual. No one has to enter in the field of taking that decision or making that like decision. How can you build a strong personality or like a confident personality? This is how I see it. This is how I created my own personality when I was young. Because growing up, like, also, hey, 16 years old, 14 years old, 13 years old, 17, 18, whatever, 19, if you're facing a problem with your personality, with your confidence, listen to this very carefully. Don't, do not underline it with a red line. Do not talk to yourself in a bad way, okay? You can tell yourself off, like you can be like, go to the gym, you're a lazy motherfucker. You can say this to yourself. You push yourself to go forward, but you never say to yourself, oh my God, you're so fat, you're so ugly, I hate you, why are you like this? You're not talking to the person, you're talking to yourself. Remember, you are the one who made that reflection in the mirror. So if you're fat, this is your problem. I know some people, for example, growing up, I was so fat And I've never had like a very severe health issues with that, but it was out of my control because I was born fat. And when I lost weight, I just found that very, very beautiful and so powering. And I understand how hard it is, like to be fat and to try to lose weight. So that's why whenever I see a fat person that they're trying to change like their body, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I know it's so hard. I know it's the most difficult thing that like that I don't think there is something harder than losing weight, because trying to forget about food for like a long period of time is so hard. Anyways, talking about fat and skinny or whatever, any body type, don't ever talk to yourself in a bad way. I'm not going to say when you wake up in the morning, have a glass of water, look in the mirror and say high five. No. You might do it for a week and then you will forget, because life is so, so real and so hard, and no one would ever do that. Like, I don't even do it. But, like, whenever you get the chance to look in the mirror, you have nothing to do, you're just passing by, and you look in the mirror and be like, oh, do you know that you are my home? Do you know that you are the only person who's going to grow up with me? You are the only person who's going to stay here forever and forever. Whether we're sick, whether we're healthy, whether we're rich, whether we're poor, me and you are going to be together. Self confidence comes out of the body, the way you look. That's why they say hot people have easy life. Is very true. I'm not going to say no. No, 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 no. People look for the bodies and like beauty first, then they jump into personality. No one would ever say, "Oh, I love their personality." You cannot see a personality walking in the street, but you can see a hot girl, a hot guy walking in the street. So let's just be real, guys. Bodies and beauty comes first. So that's why people need to look after themselves, so you can get a chance to show your personality. Because if you're ugly, if you don't look after yourself, by ugly, I don't say this kind of color is ugly, this kind of body shape is ugly. By ugly, it depends on like an individual opinion. You might see like a ginger guy ugly. I think ginger guys are the hottest. You might see a brunette so hot. I might see it so ugly. So let's just, you know what I mean. Like ugliness is very like a personal, I don't know. You know what I mean. I'm not calling anyone ugly. I'm just saying there are ugly people on earth because they don't look after themselves. If you don't look after yourself, you're ugly. If you stink, you're ugly to me. This is the first hygiene is the first thing ever. So if you wanna be, if you want to boost your energy, like if you want to boost your self confidence, you have to look in the mirror and be proud of yourself. And always, like no matter what, no matter how hard you tried and you failed, you still look yourself and be like, you can stand up again. You can do it again. You can do this again and again and again and again. So, talking to yourself every day and not changing it, it's fucking useless. So, there is something wrong. So, in here, when you talk to yourself, you should notice the change. Because if you don't notice the change, that means you're just talking. And let's just remember something: actions speak louder than words. You cannot say I'm proud of you because you're sitting in your bed the whole day and doing nothing. I'm proud of you because you're smoking 25 cigarettes a day and you're not trying to quit. You're saying I'm proud of you because you're just watching TV for a week and you're doing nothing, and you're not fighting your depression. I'm proud of, no, you're not going to be proud of yourself of doing something that you would never love to see a loved one facing or going through. I would never be happy to see my friend going through depression. So if I'm going through depression, I need to hype myself up. I mean, I need to like wake up, go. This is not right. If I see my friend like going like taking drugs every day, or taking drugs or whatever, and getting drunk every day and stuff, I'm not gonna be so happy for that. So I'm just going to tell them, well, it's fine to get some drinks from time to time, it's fine to get drunk sometimes, but every day is very dangerous. You're going to, so if I don't like to see something in someone, I wouldn't like it to be in me. So talking to yourself in a good way, talking to yourself in a very respectful way helps you boost your energy and your personality and your confidence. But we need the action. If you don't move, you need to start another method with yourself, which sometimes I do it because today I didn't go to the gym because I'm so ill, and I would not say, "Oh, you're a lazy bastard." I went to the gym 5 times this week. So I cannot talk to myself in that way. What did I say? I said, "It's okay. Recovery. You're fine. Just drink water. Try not to eat any junk food or something, and you'll be fine." And I hugged myself, and now I'm sat here recording the podcast, and I'm feeling so happy. I don't feel guilty. But if I didn't go to the gym for like a week, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm tired today. Oh my God, I don't want to see anyone." Oh, I'm like, "Hey, bitch, wake up. Who's gonna work for that body? Who's gonna who's gonna make it? If you don't make it, no one is gonna make it for you." So you see, you have to change the method with yourself. And I might be wrong, but it's working for me. And when people ask me for advice, I'm giving you advice from my own experience, from my own life. So this is how it works with me. At certain moments, everyone was saying, you should do it, you should do it. For like 21 year, they're like, "Oh, you should maybe lose some weight, maybe." when I when on my 22nd birthday, I was like, "Do I really want to be like this forever? Should I try?" And you know what? When I was very like overweight, I was so happy with myself. I saw myself beautiful, and I still see myself beautiful, and I still like think that I was beautiful, and I was so happy with that. But I'm like, I need to change. Maybe if I see it from the other side, I would compare. To be honest with you, I love myself skinny. I'm not skinny now. I'm bulky a bit, but I was so skinny at a certain time. I love myself skinny. It doesn't mean like when I was overweight I was ugly or something, but I prefer myself to be skinny because first of all, I am hotter by but by so many people's opinion, and by my opinion because I look in the mirror. I've been through some experiences that they changed when I lost weight and stuff. So I looked hotter. I just thought like, anyways, let's just, I don't know, you cannot see it, but let's not talk about it. I love this window because there's a tree in here. It's just so beautiful. Anyways, talk to yourself in a good way, but if it doesn't work, if you're stubborn, جبد المشويطة, which means like start like be violent with yourself, but never be disrespectful to yourself. Don't be like, "You want to stay like this? You're a loser. You would never change. You're always like this." No, don't ever, because you're just condemning yourself with that. You're just like, I'm never gonna do it. So why would I even stand up? You already know that we're not gonna do it. So guys, first thing you should work on to boost your energy is to be happy and like the inside, which is you talking to yourself. When we talk to ourselves, there is a soul, which is the one speaking to a body. It's not a body talking to a body, it's a soul, mind, soul, personality talking to the body in the mirror. Okay? So this is how you should see it. Talking to that body. So if you don't like appreciate that home that God gave you, you're never gonna push it forward. You should be happy with what you have, especially if you don't have any disability or something. Especially if you're not blind or you're not deaf. You should be very grateful because there's so many people in life that they were born blind and they don't understand how it's like to see, but like there's so many people that they lost their sight or something. So part of talking to yourself in a good way, you should always appreciate what you have. For example, if you can see well, be like, "I'm so happy that we can see well. I'm so happy that we can cook for ourselves. I'm so happy that we can walk. I'm so happy that we can take ourselves on a date. I'm so happy that we are able to think." So these are some things. If you think that you have nothing to be happy or to appreciate in your body, these are some essentials that you need on a daily basis, and no one think about them. No one thinks about this. Like, no one thinks about like that you are the ability of walking. There's so many people that they need two people to walk them. If they don't have those people by their side, they're not going to be able to walk. There are some people they need someone to take them to the bathroom. Yes, I've seen it. I've seen it. Old people will face this, and me and you might face this if we get old, and so like our health will just it might happen to us. So appreciate the present, appreciate what you have right now so you can take the future, so you can get the future. So confidence, I know I didn't answer the question the way you want, but this is how it works. By appreciating, when you appreciate what you have right now, no matter if it's small or big or whatever, universe gives you more, and your body feels motivated to get more and to achieve more, because you'll be like, oh, I'm happy with what I have right now, but what if I have something bigger? What if I have something nicer? What if I'm more beautiful in a way, in a healthy way? And you see? So, to summarize what I said, if you're different, be yourself, but being yourself doesn't mean being the opposite what society wants. You can be yourself in your room and you're still happy with your skin. Don't lie to yourself, because you are the only person who matters to you. People will forget about you. Once they see you, they might judge you, but they will forget about you, because when everyone sleeps, they think about their own problems. I don't think that there is a normal, a sane, a healthy human being that thinks about my videos when they're sleeping, unless they fancy me. And this is fine. They can just text me. Another thing, talking to yourself in a good way doesn't mean you have to accept yourself with your bad habits and stuff. You have to be yourself, yes. You have to accept yourself, yes. But you have to change yourself to the better. And if you talk to yourself on a daily basis in a good way, and you appreciate the what we call them an-ni'am, or like the ability to, I don't know how they call it in English, the ability to work, to walk, to work, to think, to eat, to cook, to taste. I have destroyed smell, and it is so hard. Like, it is so hard to have a destroyed smell. So that's why I can smell things, yeah, but like they're very different. But now I'm learning. I'm learning. For example, anyways, this is not the topic, but I can smell, but I have destroyed. Like, it's very different from what a normal person smells. Um, yeah, you appreciate every single thing in your life, but if you don't see yourself like um active about it, like if you don't see yourself moving forward with it, change them, like the way you talk to yourself, but never disrespect. Disrespect shows how inferior you are, shows how uneducated you are. And when you lose self respect, no one would ever respect you. And I don't think that you would ever love yourself. So you will lose self love, self respect, and self consciousness. And you will just lose. And you will be in a loop of like losing this and this and this, until you might commit suicide. Because if you just hate yourself, you hate yourself. And no one is ever going to make you love yourself. Yeah, so talk to yourself in a brutal way, but always in a kind way. It's like, I care for you. That's why I want you to change. So get up, warrior, not get up, loser. The way you talk to yourself is very, very important. I don't know if you get to hear, I don't think with everyone, like if anyone listens here, guys, I've witnessed something lately. Stop complaining, please, because when you complain about something, universe will take it from you, or God will take it from you. This is very true. If you don't like something and you're not ready to let it go or to live without it for the moment, it can be job, it can be school, it can be someone. Don't complain about it a lot and try to get the negative side of it. Like, try to see all, like just try to see all, like only the negative side. Try to beautify the image to yourself so you can live with it. Because complaining about something, it will just make it disappear, and you don't know if you can live without that. I don't know if I make sense, but if you listen to here, and I think you would understand if you're doing this to yourself. Complaining a lot about something will not make it better, will just make it go away. And you have no idea if you can live without it or not. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching or listening. If you're watching, you're really crazy, because no one would ever watch me just talking. But if you're listening, I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. This is my second podcast, and I hope I can film more. Yeah. So love you guys and take care of yourselves. I hope this one was recorded anyways.